because I was on Friends, more people will listen to me. So I've got to take advantage of that. I've got to help as many people as I can.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at roles, behind-the-scenes stories, and real-life actions that made Matthew Perry feel like a friend to us all.
That's funny. Why is that funny?
Number 10, co-starring with his father on Scrubs.
Hey, I bought you a present.
Oh my God, a journal.
Well, you seem like the kind of sensitive young buck that likes to chronicle his feelings.
A singer-turned-actor, John Bennett Perry appeared in several movies and TV shows, occasionally crossing paths with his son. He fittingly played Matthew's dad in Fools Rush In and Joshua's father on Friends.
I like her. She seems smart.
Most notably, Matthew directed his father in an episode of Scrubs, My Unicorn.
Excuse me, are you Murray Marks?
I'm busy.
You don't look busy.
He also starred as Murray Marks, a cynical air traffic control operator who's reluctant to give a kidney to his adoptive father, played by his biological father.
Murray, before you say anything, I just want you to know, if you need a kidney, you can have mine.
See?
For $70,000.
JD takes a special interest, having recently lost his dad, who was played by John Ritter.
He named me Murray. That's an old man's name.
Oh, come on. No, it isn't.
Murray!
This connection is especially poignant considering that Perry and Ritter both passed away suddenly at age 54. In typical Scrubs fashion, the episode balances humor and heart, with Murray coming to understand the meaning of family.
You know I love you, right?
Yeah, I know you do. I love you too, Dad.
Number 9, the one where he hosted SNL.
Now, this is kind of a dream come true for me to be hosting the show. It's a really amazing thing. There's nothing quite like the process here.
On the heels of 3 other Friends cast members, Perry hosted Saturday Night Live in 1997. The sketch comedy took full advantage of Perry's expertise in sarcasm, having him teach a course on it.
Good sarcasm is hard to distinguish from normal speech. Could you be more of a teacher's pet?
Tom, I heard that. Good one.
SNL also provided Perry with an opportunity to showcase several impressions, including Michael Keaton on Celebrity Jeopardy, Woody Allen, and even Matt LeBlanc.
Hey, you guys want to go shoot some pool or something?
Joey, shut up!
In the episode's most meta sketch, Perry impersonated Joey while Colin Quinn adopted the Chandler role.
Hey, hold on a sec, Chandler, you're kind of, out of character today, not your usual smart alecky self. Is something wrong?
Why, heavens no, dear boy. I'm Chandler Bing.
Breaking the fourth wall, Perry isn't pleased with Quinn's portrayal, leading to him doing an impression of Quinn's impression.
Ooh, Chandler's home. Joey, be a dear and fetch me my shawl. I'm rather chilly.
Perry only hosted once, but Studio 8H wouldn't forget about him. The day Perry passed, SNL honored the actor with his headshot and a moment of silence.
Like the guy from Friends coming and saying, hey, yeah, I do impressions, and these are the people who do them the best. Yeah, that was a little scary. But, you know, what the hell, you give it a shot.
Number 8, the alternate reality where he did LAX 2194 instead of Friends. Friends provided Perry's big break, but in another universe, he would have starred in another sitcom with a much shorter lifespan.
When Matthew reads that dialogue, it sparkles. And it comes alive. And for the first time through the casting process, we knew there was a character there and that this was the only guy to play it.
Willing to take just about any gig, Perry was cast as a baggage handler at LAX. The twist? It was set in the year 2194. As bad timing would have it, the Friends audition came along shortly after Perry committed to LAX 2194.
Enjoy Los Angeles. By the way, Griffith Park has the best picnic areas.
Thank you. You are most insignificant.
Once the pilot was shot, though, the network quickly determined that LAX 2194 had no future, allowing Perry to pursue the Chandler Bing role. Thankfully, Perry was cast on Friends, and LAX 2194 simply became a funny story he could recount years later. Listening to Perry talk about the pilot, we'll always remember what might have been.
And then finally somebody at Fox at the time said, we've seen this. It's the worst thing we've ever seen in our lives. He is available. You can hire him.
Number 7. His rom-com roles. Having become major TV stars, it only made sense for Perry and the rest of the Friends cast to explore feature films. The rom-com Fools Rush In marked Perry's first leading role.
I never did anything like that before. Going home with someone I don't know.
Well, hey, you and me, both. You know, I mean, it was just one of those great, phenomenal, spontaneous things.
Starring opposite Salma Hayek, Perry plays a driven businessman whose priorities change after a one-night stand.
Just act like we've been dating for a few months. And whatever you do, don't tell them I picked you up outside a bathroom, okay?
I thought I picked you up.
Hayek and Perry share a natural chemistry in a surprisingly mature romance about culture clash and unplanned pregnancy.
Who said you can't have the best of both worlds, huh?
This is the most wonderful birthday I've ever had.
While Three to Tango and Serving Sarah didn't receive the best reviews, both benefited from Perry's charming dynamics with Neve Campbell and Elizabeth Hurley, respectively. 2007's Numb may be Perry's most unique rom-com role. Playing a man with depersonalization disorder, Perry's Hudson must learn to love himself while also declaring his feelings for a woman played by Lynn Collins.
Hudson, it's not about a house or a car or a TV.
Okay, how about this? I love you.
Number 6. Teaming with Chris Farley in Almost Heroes.
Lewis and Clark this, Lewis and Clark that. Well, we'll see who talks about them after we beat them to the Pacific.
Underappreciated upon release, yet gaining more of a cult following in recent years, Almost Heroes stars Perry and Chris Farley as two underdog explorers hoping to give Lewis and Clark a run for their money.
When the history books are written, Lewis and Clark will be but a footnote to a footnote. And I, sir, will be the note.
The two work off each other wonderfully, with Farley as a sloppy yet seasoned outdoorsman, and Perry as the sophisticated yet inexperienced aristocrat taken out of his element. They're like the frontier versions of Felix and Oscar, which is appropriate since Perry later starred in an Odd Couple reboot.
You know, I spent a day in school once, but the school marm claimed that I just couldn't concentrate.
Well, let's prove her wrong, shall we?
You know, I've waited years to hear somebody say that.
Again.
While their comedy styles differed, Perry and Farley were facing similar struggles off-camera, with the latter tragically not living to see the film's premiere. Looking back at their chemistry, we're reminded why both stars are heroes of comedy.
Then this is for your own damn good.
How was that for my own damn good?
Sorry, the punch was supposed to knock you out.
Number 5. His dramatic turns. While Perry excelled in comedic roles, he could be underrated as a dramatic performer. His guest spot on Ally McBeal was something of a stepping stone to more serious roles.
Before you get any further with this guy who thus far you're too paralyzed to go any further with, I'm here to ask you out.
What did you say?
A year later, he delivered an Emmy-nominated guest appearance on The West Wing.
The president sent you.
Yes, sir, he did.
This set the stage for Perry to re-team with Aaron Sorkin on Studio 60 as a lead.
You think I have contempt for my government?
Yeah.
Harry, if I do, it ain't nothing compared to the contempt my government has for me.
Your government doesn't know who you are.
I know.
While that dramatic exploration of sketch comedy only lasted a season, Perry was praised for some of his most charismatic work to date. Perry also exemplified his range portraying real-life figures like teacher Ron Clark and Ted Kennedy. Whether playing a fast-talking lawyer on The Good Wife or a melancholy brother in Birds of America, Perry had numerous layers as an actor.
You know how ridiculous that is? A cop would hold on to that gun for 2 years.
I was just asking a question.
No, you're not. Let's not play innocent, Mrs. Florrick. You're trying to turn this into something.
Number 4. Teaching us a painful life lesson on growing pains.
Hi. Good afternoon, Miss Pembroke. I'm Mr. Pembroke. Nice to meet you. I'm Ed Staling.
Before Friends, Perry popped up on sitcoms like Charles in Charge and Silver Spoons. He was also a regular on the short-lived Second Chance.
We don't need an apartment. We own this house. Not for long.
That title foreshadowed Perry's guest spot on Growing Pains. Appearing in 3 episodes, Perry played Sandy, Carol's boyfriend. Sandy's arc culminates in a drunk driving accident that leaves him with a new lease on life.
You got a second chance now, and you're never gonna do anything like that again, right?
Although Sandy is seemingly given a second chance, Carol later learns that he died in the hospital.
Carol, Sandy just died.
Oh my God.
Where some very special episodes wrap up life lessons in a tidy bow, Sandy's sudden exit serves as a harsh yet honest reminder about how fleeting life can be.
Mama, this has to be some mistake. I mean, Sandy's gonna be fine. He told me.
Perry helped get this message across in an episode that would hit close to home in unforeseeable ways. Number 3. Making a bet with Bruce Willis on The Whole 9 Yards. Many consider The Whole 9 Yards to be Perry's best movie thanks to his hilarious rapport with Bruce Willis.
You all right? Yes. You sure? Because you look like you got some gas.
Well, I had a hamburger for lunch.
Both actors were brilliantly cast, with Perry as a neurotic dentist who gets roped into a crime plot involving Willis's Jimmy the Tulip.
A loan shark takes out a sizable loan against our company, which I had no idea about, and then proceeds
to hit Vegas, Atlantic City, Reno, loses all the money and sticks you with the bill.
Making their team up even better, the film led to Willis accepting a guest gig on Friends. Willis wasn't sure how the dark comedy would turn out.
By the way, I'd be happy to do your wife for you.
Do my wife?
Tap her.
Tap her?
Whack her.
Whack her. Oh.
Perry was more confident, betting Willis that if the film became a hit, he had to appear on Friends. Reigning number 1 at the box office for 3 weekends and ultimately grossing over $100 million, Perry won that bet. Of course, we wouldn't say that Willis lost, since his guest spot as Paul Stevens won him an Emmy.
I'm gonna go! Does this slide?
Number 2, his dedication to helping others. For all the laughs that Perry gave us, he had substance use disorder for much of his life.
I swear to God, I think if I'd never taken it, none of the next 3 decades would have gone the way they did.
His 1997 jet ski accident commenced an especially dark period. Perry's road to sobriety was full of surgeries, stays at rehab, and setbacks.
Your disease is just outside, just doing one-arm push-ups, just waiting for you, waiting to get you alone. Because alone, you lose.
Realizing how important it was to ask for help, Perry extended a hand to others in need. Sharing his experiences through interviews and his memoir, Perry painted a personal portrait of substance use disorder. He aided others by reaching out to fellow AA members and converting his Malibu home into a sober living facility, which he sold in 2015.
He was so caring and giving and wise, and he totally helped me get sober.
Barely a year before his passing, Perry affirmed his commitment to helping others, declaring that it's what he wanted to be remembered for.
My life has gone to such low degrees with addiction that the lower the scale I go, the more helpful I can be to other people who have gone so low.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Playing a grown-up Zac Efron in 17 Again. A slam dunk combo, even if we don't see the resemblance.
Seems to me you guys are living in the past.
Well, of course I want to live in the past. It was better there.
I'll bet you wish you had it to do all over again.
You got that right.
When he got a Fallout New Vegas role, Perry was cast as Benny after gifting Ellen DeGeneres Fallout 3 and an Xbox 360.
I'm not affiliated with this game at all. I just love it, but I signed it, so it looks like I created it.
What's it about? What is it?
It's a post-apocalyptic world.
I see.
Returning to TV in Mr. Sunshine. Sometimes even a one-season sitcom can provide a ray of light.
Jesse, I am so sorry. My boss threw some last-minute stuff at me. Just give me 1 more hour, and I promise I will make this a night you will always remember.
Playing a historic character in The Odd Couple. Following in the footsteps of Walter Matthau and Jack Klugman as Oscar Madison.
I just thought with Oscar's high cholesterol.
How do you know my cholesterol's high?
Based on those pills in your medicine cabinet.
You went into my medicine cabinet?
How else would I put down shelf paper?
Exploring grief in Go On. A short-lived show about loss that deserves a reevaluation.
Sometimes life doesn't go your way, but you don't give up, you go on. And when you're down, you don't surrender, you go on! Go on! Go on! Go on!
Let's do this! Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Always being there for us as Chandler Bing.
Yeah, I just, wanted to call and say, hey.
Well, okay then. Was that the oven timer?
Perry sadly couldn't remember shooting nearly 3 seasons of Friends, but will never forget Chandler. Not just for the one-liners that sounded so natural coming from Perry.
That's right. I love her.
Of the 6 friends, Chandler perhaps went through the most significant evolution, going from awkward wisecracker who fears commitment to dedicated family man. Although Perry didn't make a practice of re-watching Friends, he did participate in the reunion.
If one of us bumped into each other, that was it. That was the end of the night. You just
sat with
the person all night long.
Even years later, there was a clear love among the cast, which extended to viewers at home. Like Monica, Joey, Ross, Phoebe, and Rachel, Chandler was always there for us.
It's certainly the way it works with all of us. It's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm gonna cry now.
Good.
Perry and his iconic character will stay with us every time we bathe with a boat, eat cheesecake off a floor, or get stuck in an ATM vestibule with Jill Goodacre.
You know, on second thought, gum would be perfection.
What are your fondest memories of Matthew Perry? Feel free to share in the comments below.
I missed you guys. I missed all of you. Very nice, isn't it? Yeah.